Xbox One Dolby Atmos Games List, Windows Central. Dolby Atmos is vast evolution of Xbox One sound capabilities. Shifting away from fixed channels to an object-based setup. Mapping sound to a virtual 3D space. Positioning and depth is greatly improved with supported setups. We've rounded up every Xbox One game with Dolby Atmos support in 2020. Uncover the secrets of ancient Egypt. Retracing the lineage of underground assassins wrestling for liberty. Dolby Atmos enriches this immersive open-world adventure, layering further depth upon its blazing sands and ruins. Start shootin' and lootin' with the latest Borderlands entry, cranking up its quirky combat with expanded class-based encounters and ton of weapons. This overload of action and mayhem takes full advantage of Dolby Atmos throughout its single-player and cooperative backdrop. Modern warfare revives the best-selling shooter through an unfiltered, contemporary lens, reflecting the darker side of global conflict. With Dolby Atmos integration, experience the full soundscape of current-day conflict in a new light. The free-to-play Call of Duty Battle Royale further builds upon modern warfare's foundations, packing up to 150 players across open fields, dense cities, other series landmarks, from heavy-hitting firearms to passing vehicles. Dolby Atmos sweetens the deal. The unhinged metropolis of Crackdown 3 houses limitless action, packing crazy weapons and supernatural powers to combat gangs. The towering structures of New Providence complement Dolby Atmos, drawing out the verticality of spatial sound. Final Fantasy XV shifts the iconic Japanese RPG series to an open world, following Noctis and his companions on a road trip across the Earth-like plains of Eos. It's a bustling and dynamic setting, packed with vistas to explore. Fierce combat and distinct swordplay systems help For Honor portray the brutal trials of medieval warfare. Its multiplayer arenas convey sprawling and chaotic conflict, elevated by spatial audio. Microsoft's latest, Forza Horizon 4, is an accessible arcade racer ideal for any gamer. Staged in the British countryside, it presents leading visuals backed by vicious gas-guzzling audio. Microsoft's fourth chapter in this rugged series supplies the full shooter package. From its narrative-driven campaign, co-op horde mode, and competitive multiplayer, heavy combat and weighty audio go hand in hand with Dolby Atmos. Gears 5 revives the familiar trio of campaign, versus, and horde, alongside a new high-stake escape mode. With elevated technical prowess, the game delivers a fluid 4K 60 FPS on Xbox One X, accompanied by Dolby Atmos across the Xbox family. Launched as a technical demo for Xbox One X, this pest-packed title showcases 4K, HDR, and Dolby Atmos in action, with baked-in sliders and samples. It proves the power of the flagship console. Venturing beyond murky Moscow subways, Metro Exodus treks 4 motley seasons of post-nuclear Russia. This tense single-player adventure builds a world primed for discovery, only aided by a captivating soundscape. Heart-wrenching from start screen to finish. Ori and the Will of the Wisps presents charming visuals, precise gameplay, and a beautiful soundtrack to wrap. The game's unforgettable audio sees no compromise. Represented with full spatial sound on Xbox One, reviving 2-decade-aged horror through a fresh lens. Resident Evil 2 is among the best horror experiences on Xbox One. It switches to a third-person perspective while staying faithful to its fundamental themes. Part 2 of the Tomb Raider reboot. Rise of the Tomb Raider continues Lara's evolution through her quest for the source of immortality, pitted against evil Corporation Trinity and the dangers of the wild. This is an unparalleled cinematic expedition, concluding the modern Tomb Raider trilogy. Shadow of the Tomb Raider raises the stakes with Lara's darkest story yet. It's a visual masterpiece from start to finish and draws the best of immersive audio. This heartwarming tale hit Xbox One X on launch day, touting 4K, HDR, and Dolby Atmos. It's an easy-going 3D platformer for all ages, with Dolby Atmos injecting an extra dimension. With the blazing Washington, D.C. streets recovering from contagion, agents of Tom Clancy's The Division rise to maintain order, fight back rival factions across this shared open world, chasing that next drop of high-level loot. With Dolby Atmos adoption limited in comparison to 4K, HDR, and other cutting-edge technologies, the pool of supported titles remains small. Among the leading Dolby Atmos titles is Resident Evil 2, bringing spatial audio to this confined horror blockbuster. The world hosts threats around every corner, with Dolby Atmos support adding an extra layer of depth to encounters. Metro Exodus excels via similar attributes, rewarding stealth gameplay in this survival sandbox. For those who prefer the first-person shooter setup, new Dolby Atmos adapters should also pick up Insects, an Xbox One X enhanced experience. This free application is ideal for testing and demoing the capabilities of Microsoft's flagship console hooked up to a home Dolby Atmos setup. You have a lot of options when it comes to gaming laptops for playing PUBG. Luckily, this game can run on a lot of different machines. Here are our picks for the best laptops for PUBG. Jumping into the world of Minecraft. Already involved and want to ameliorate your gaming experience? Check out these awesome accessories. Matt Brown is a staff writer at Future for Windows Central. Following years of professional consumer technology and gaming coverage, he's focused on the world of Xbox and Windows PCs. You can follow him on Twitter at Matt Brown. Text source: windowcentral.com.